This episode of the Nerdlife Crisis podcast is brought to you by IB Comics. IB Comics, the home of great creator-driven stories for people of all ages, including Legba's Juke Joint. The first book of a 9-book series is available now and tells the story of American music from the blues to the present. The series examines the values of American society and for what we as people are willing to trade our soul. The book has been called Smart and Clever by Mark Waid of The Flash and Superman, and Raw, Honest, and Profoundly Human by Stephen Frank, the creator of Silver and the animator on The Iron Giant. The book is available now at www.ibcomics.com. IB Comics, the home of great stories.
Direct from the beautiful Inland Blue Studios, honey. This is the Nerdlife Crisis podcast with your hosts, that fine-ass Chris Thayer, that beautiful Steve Hale, and that big hunker chunk of meat, Ron Milts. Woo! Mama's hot up in here. Let's get this party started.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Nerdlife Crisis podcast. Here with your host today, Chris Thayer,
Steve Hale,
and I'm Ron Milts. Hey, guys, we have got something special for our fans. We are going to literally do a Game of Thrones 3-episode recap. How does that sound?
Awesome. I can't wait.
All right, so it'll be a I can't tell if you're like happy or sad.
I'm stoked. I've been looking forward to this.
Oh, man.
I mean, we've only waited 15 years for this new season.
Yes, this is true.
So, you know, we've anticipated big things.
Absolutely. And I think
it's been a big wait.
I think we've gotten some big things over our first, you know, it's big, like when you think it's crazy about it, it's almost 4 episodes because that last episode was all 92 minutes long.
Was it really?
Yeah, like you're talking, it's like a double episode, you know. If you had 6 minutes to each one, it's as long as some of the regular episodes of Game of Thrones were, you know.
Right.
So
we need to talk about the first episode of the season.
Yeah, we could just go through it as we start. So we came back that first episode and we sort of like caught up with everybody. Like, where's everybody been, you know? And to me, that first episode wasn't the best of episodes, but it was really like, what's everybody been up to?
I didn't mind it though.
You know, it's that
it was kind of exposition.
Marching back into Winterfell, you know.
There were some great moments in there.
Well, some good shots, especially like Ari sort of running through the you know, the hallways and such, or the pathways, like a recall to that season 1, you know. And then we got the greatest meme ever, which is Bran sitting around Winterfell, waiting for Jaime, like staring at everybody creepily, you know. By the way, the memes have been so on point for 3 weeks in a row.
Oh my god, absolutely fucking brilliant.
Like not even so much like the Avengers stuff. The Game of Thrones memes have been amazing.
Like in ways that like I cannot describe. There was one today where it was like, and I couldn't post it because it was a Twitter one, or I would have shared it on the Facebook one. But it was literally like this soccer match, and there's these 2 giant white guys beating up on this like tiny Hispanic guy, and then it's all White Walkers, and then there's like one guy in the back just sort of watching, and it's all Bran, and then on the bottom it's all John, and then this little tiny Mexican guy runs up and drop kicks the big white guy, and it's all Ari. And it was like I laughed so fucking hard because
the Tormund fucking Giant's milk. Yes. I gotta fucking tell you, about 15 minutes after that had been fucking aired, I started receiving fucking memes.
That was me,
Direct
like the
messages.
first one.
They're like, Steve, you need some fucking Giant's milk.
Yeah.
Steve, you need to suck from a giant's tit for 3 weeks, dude, if you want to get bigger, you know. Fuck. And then by morning, dude, like, you know, people were fucking cutting and pasting shit together and just making some fucking hilarious shit, dude.
How random was that story?
It was fucking so great.
Like basically, he just sat down and whipped out his dick
come
and said,
there as a
"Here you
fucking
go."
wildling amongst this fucking, you know, these fucking refined warriors,
right?
And statesman and talk about killing a fucking giant when he was 11 and I sucked from her tits for 3 weeks. Thought I was a baby. Made me big and strong. That's fucking great.
Well,
dude.
but now you know his attraction to Brienne, like, you know.
It's like, is the big woman here?
Where's the big woman?
I loved it, dude.
Like, I've been working on my Tormund voice because he's so interesting to me, you know.
And, you know, to be like, you know, why can't she be a knight? You know.
Who the fuck cares?
Right, exactly.
Right?
Fuck is so good, dude. You know,
but-
and to see the Hound again, and I love, you know, that episode when they went out there on the other side of the wall, like the fucking 7 samurais. Dude.
Right.
I loved all those fucking
Yeah.
those characters. You know, fucking.
I recently rewatched that, and I watched Hardhome.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see Hardhome again, because that's the only time we really saw a battle
With the
dead.
White Walkers, yeah.
Which was an awesome
Oh, it was
episode.
great.
We'll get there. We'll get there soon enough.
Well, but I mean, I think the reason we waited a few episodes was to get to, like, you got a little bit of an arc, as opposed to just going, well, we didn't get what we wanted,
Well, and
you know?
everybody's throwing out their fucking fan theories.
Yeah,
dude. I
yeah.
tell you what, I saw one that even I was like, that kind of makes sense. That might happen. And then I'll tell you what, this last Sunday night, that did not happen.
No.
Not even close.
No.
So.
But I think I think as we get towards the end, I think we're in for some surprises. I think that people like had this preconceived notion, but I'm like, it's 6 episodes. Like, they're going to wrap it. It's time to wrap it up. We're not creating any new storylines.
Right.
Like, we're at the end, people. This is the last hour of Endgame. Like, it's all fucking battles from here on out, you know?
This one, everybody died.
Right. Well, I mean,
So, well, maybe not right
maybe
away.
not. But I mean,
But I think they're gonna die.
getting into sort of the 3-episode arc that we're looking at. So that first episode, we sort of reconvene everybody. You know,
Right.
You get Cersei. You figure out, you know, she finally gives it up to what's his face. I can't think of his name right now. It's
Iron
like killing
Island dude.
the Iron Island. I'm terrible, and I'm sorry, all my podcast listeners. He just slipped my mind.
Yeah, they kind of introduced him a little late. You know,
Yeah,
I can't
but-
remember his name either.
It's
Ass face.
something
I don't know.
Clown. I don't
something
know.
Greyjoy. Anyways, Papa Grey,
Euron.
Uncle Euron. Thank you, Euron Greyjoy.
Seaworthy ass clown.
Yeah, but he's so fun. Like,
He's all
He
right.
is. He
He's-
does not
he's-
give a fuck.
He's not as fun as fucking Jamie Lannister's old fucking sidekick.
Right.
oh, this is true.
He is
Bronn.
really cool.
Braun is pretty
He's
fun.
fucking cool.
Yeah, and what's weird is it's funny.
Where was he? Oh, he's in
He's-
Westeros.
Yeah, but he got
he's
hired
just
to go kill
he
them.
just sent him to go kill the brother.
Yeah, and he's probably gonna die of like STD. We found out.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Wait, which one?
But I mean, like, basically that first episode, it was like the first episode back. It was like, hey, let's catch up on everybody. Here's where
Yeah.
everybody's been. Here's where everybody is now. You get some great reunions. Ari sees
Oh,
Jon
yeah.
again for the first time. She sees the Hound again for the first time.
Yeah,
you know.
creepy fucking what's his name? Bran has gotten.
Yeah, like Bran's like, you know, the stalker. He's
Yeah.
like straight out of he's straight.
All the memes about him are great.
Oh, dude, like never ending.
And
Never ending.
I love
great.
that he's like, oh, I'll be right back, and he just rolls back in his head.
We got
goes
to
off
see-
flying with the birds. You know? It's like,
we all got to simultaneously check our phones to make sure that how old Arya was in real life when she was.
yeah, I forgot about that.
That's our second episode.
Yeah, an
but
episode 2 there.
so but then that second episode, it's like normal shows. I think the attack would have happened right away, but this
Right.
is where Game of Thrones is to me so solid because we literally got an hour of spending all this time with the characters.
I'm waiting. for
Yeah,
the battle
and
to happen.
here's the thing that was funny. Like, to me, when we get to that third episode, a lot of people are complaining that, like, well, nobody big died. And I'm like, yeah, but they did the thing where they foreshadowed. Like, we were all sitting here going,
Jon Snow.
well, no, I was like, Melisandre and Grey Worm, like, literally just are like, he's like, I got 3 days left on the force and we're going to retire, you know? We can go and live in, you know, Narth
right,
and be all happy together. And you're like, these motherfuckers are dead. Like,
Right,
there's no way they're
right,
surviving this
yeah.
shit, you know? And Brienne gets knighted and you're like, yeah, she's done.
She's done.
Like, you know, so it's like you literally got set up to have, or, you know, and like Theon, and you're like, okay, Theon's going to die.
And
which, you know.
leads us to the fucking meme of the never-ending likes and shares. You know, and I don't know if you guys read the comments. I couldn't help but read the comments because it didn't stop on my phone. A lot of people were like, nah, fuck him. I still don't like him. He burned fucking kids. And there is no redemption for that, so fuck him. And I was like, you know what? I got to agree with you. Fuck that dude, little bitch. You don't go ahead and
I
set
mean, we're
kids
not
on
today. We're in Game of Thrones.
well-
a lot of people do a lot of fucked up shit in this show.
fire. Well, maybe so, but
I mean, we're all happy about Jamie Lannister. He pushed a kid out a fucking window.
I'm not happy about him. I think he's kind of a douchebag too, and he fucks his sister.
Well, there is that.
That's kind of a double.
We all like
dude.
Jon Snow, and he's sleeping with his aunt.
He didn't know that though.
So that makes it okay?
Well, I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, you got this little hot fucking piece of blonde ass fucking flying around on fucking dragons. You're fucking, yeah, I'm gonna bag that too. Oh shit, you're my cousin? My
Aunt.
My what? Huh?
Which is
not his
weird.
fault.
Like, who's older?
That motherfucker's been living up in the goddamn snow. Shit, dude. He
With a bunch of dudes.
He saw some wild red trim and died right away. You know, I mean, yeah, I'd be jumping on it too. Like, it'd be like Pornhub. That was weird. Those weird like step parent, step brother, step sister thing. Listen, if you're dating somebody who's got a step brother or sister, don't watch Pornhub because there's a pretty good chance that they might have slept together. It's very strange, man. Very strange. So anyway, I'm sorry.
No worries. So back to our Game of Thrones recap. Really?
Every fucking time, it's just not able to flip that little fucking
Here's
switch.
what I don't understand.
You know what?
I have this thing on silent all day long. I don't know how it got off of silent.
I think he literally flipped the fucking switch
not.
live when we went. When he's driving down the fucking street, I bet he doesn't use his turn signal either.
No.
He's like, I'm
Fuck
like, hey,
off.
listen,
Yes,
man,
I
if you
do.
don't want to use it, just
Chris
go ahead.
Chris a hand
and
signaler.
just break that thing off and shove it up your ass.
So, anyways, back to actual Game of Thrones. So,
Yes.
Looking at sort of the arc of that second episode, you know, suddenly now we've got from the first episode, they're setting up, you know, Sansa to go against Daenerys. You know, we're questioning Jon.
Dude, fuck me and these fucking chicks, dude. Like Jon's like, listen, the
Yes.
army of the fucking dead is coming to kill us all. And all they're worried about is fucking titles still and bullshit. And you got Queen Bitch down south thinks, oh, I'm just going to get on a fucking boat, go out in the ocean while everybody gets eaten up. And when it's all done, I'm just going to go back to my little castle with my new little weird inbred baby. Bitch, you fucking crazy.
Yeah.
No wonder the Mad King got fucking shanked. And that too. Oh, your fucking dad skinned people alive and set them on fire. So this guy finally takes your fucking asshole father out.
And like now you're
Still holding a fucking grudge? You're supposed to be so fucking like
Yes.
enlightened,
But literally-
in leadership, and you're like, oh well, that was okay what he was doing. You still suck for fucking killing him.
But you literally had 2 episodes where it's like
outta
Jon's
here.
like, you know, like, the Night King is coming, and everyone's like, but wait a minute, we have to have this trial. We all got to get in this room.
You are the king of the North, though. We said you were.
No,
Yeah.
And he's like, bitch, I didn't want it in the fucking first place.
but he's like, undead army people, focus.
Right, fuck.
And they're like, well, let's have a discussion about food.
No, I think the ultimate.
I'm sitting here, and I'm watching this shit, and it reminds me of being at like work.
Yes.
I'm like at
Oh my
my
God,
fucking
yes.
job talking to some fucking dipshit fucking middle management. It's like the propane out here is on fire. Listen, we're talking about housekeeping on the inside of the building now. You're like, get the fucking man, what's wrong with you?
This guy just tried to run me over with the forklift.
Right, holy shit, this guy's fucking hanging out of the fucking forklift, right? He's wearing flip-flops, and you're worried about somebody didn't sweep the fucking floor. What's fucking wrong with you, man?
No, I think it all boils down to this. You've got Jon Snow in the crypt, tells her, "Yeah, you're my aunt," and she says, "Oh, well, you have a claim to the throne." It's not like, "Holy shit, I fucked my nephew." It's like, "Oh, you're now the next in line to be king, and you have a claim."
I think her first response was pretty spot on, which was where she was like,
friends are lying
"Your
to
friends?
you."
Are you sure your friends aren't lying to you?" Like, this sounds like a drunken night out sort of thing, where someone's like, "Hey, I found a book, and you're fucking your aunt, and your brother, like, he flies with birds."
And it always says, I'm the three-eyed raven.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's all the credentials I need.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Like, at this point, you're like, what has he done to show off his? And what does he do other than sit there? But
Be
you know,
creepy.
You know what? You have to wonder to yourself, where did he go the whole time? Like, did he just? And if you can warg into anything, why do you warg into a bunch of
Well,
fucking birds?
he was seeing the end of Endgame,
Right.
he went to the
so
movie
he
theaters,
knew, and he didn't even fucking spoil it for people.
Right.
You know? So
As much as we wreck on him, at least he didn't do that.
What spoil
Endgame,
ending?
yeah.
You're all. He could have. He knows the ending.
He does know the ending. He could have told everybody.
So obviously, we have all these great moments. Brienne gets knighted,
Yes.
which I think was like long overdue. Podrick returned. Ari lost her virginity to Gendry.
Jesus fucking Christ, Podrick.
Were you all
Ron Milts
Ron, what-
fucking doppelganger, dude. And I was like, look, he's gotten older. Just like Ron, fuck me, dude. I mean, they're connected. I want a DNA test.
Right.
I want to see some fucking.
Dude, my dad has been married 5 times, so
He's been around.
Yeah,
He's been prosperous.
There's definitely some propagating going on.
Right,
So
right.
Dude, I think the greatest moment of the last 3 episodes
was the
when
titty
they-
milk, but
no,
other than
that was pretty great. But when the dude's up on the wall with Sam, he's like, fucking the dead are coming back to life. And this guy's a fucking ladies' man. Like, it's the end of the world.
That was good.
That was fucking great.
That
right?
was fucking really good.
like the number of great one-liners.
Yes.
And look, at the end of the day, I love that John, it's like Dolores Ed and Sam and John, like the last 3 crows getting together to hug, and Tormund comes and like, I'm here, like screw your moment. And then and it's like, you thought you got rid of me, and then he's like, where's the big woman?
Yeah.
You're like,
So good,
I
dude.
love Tormund. I love him so
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
And then dude, the moment with the Hound, like the Hound's journey, the last 3 episodes, it's like so much other cool shit has gone on that like this redemption of that character, like I think has been missed by people,
Oh yeah.
And because literally the guy shows up, he's like,
Another one who killed kids.
yeah, but we're not like, but he has this moment where you're like, literally Ari calls him out and he's like, you're an asshole. Like, who have you ever fought for? And he's like, I fought for you.
Yeah. Zing.
And then she's just like, fuck you, I'm leaving to go have sex with somebody else,
Right.
And then but then you have this moment where literally the guy falls apart again in the battle.
I do like the other fucking meme where she's like, I need this design, and hands him the thing, and now it's a dick.
But it's like,
This is my wish.
you're right, but it's like all
Well, there was so much fire, so we forget about that.
in the last
Hound-
battle,
and
yeah.
the Hound doesn't like.
Doesn't do good with
Yeah.
fire. Doesn't do well with fire.
He froze up. I mean, look, he's a warrior. He's a killer.
Yeah.
But that goddamn fire, it's like Frankenstein's monster. It fucking
Well,
freezes him up. He fucked him up at the fucking with the Battle of
The
King's Landing.
Yeah, when we
Yeah,
did.
that's when he fucking bounced out.
Well, I mean, it's like these. Once again, I don't love it all because I'd be curious to see what the George R.R. Martin books are if they ever come out.
I don't think they're ever gonna come out.
I don't think they are too. I think he's basically let somebody else finish his story, and I think he's done.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
How do you not finish it, though? That's your
Because
life's
he's
work.
like 200 fucking years old, anyways. dude.
yeah. Well, but not only that, dude. But
I
he's been.
think you'd want to finish it.
But he's been writing the 6th book for like years.
He's on tangents. He's working on other prequel shit.
Well, but that nobody wants that. Like, and now nobody wants the end of your books because they've already been ended by somebody else. But we get through that 2nd episode, and you have all these great moments. Jaime and Tyrion back together, and then we get, the horns and the White Walkers show up, and we had the Battle of Winterfell.
I tell you, those White Walkers showed up, dude, and all I heard was like the fucking best fucking black metal. I was like, yeah.
In the Night King. Did you see the meme where it's all the Night King is just Darth Maul who had a really good piece of gum?
Yeah. Yeah.
But so we get to the Battle of Winterfell.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
We're
Since
gonna
that's
talk about that a lot.
well, I mean, look, I think everything leading up to it was setting us up for this moment. So
I was so excited for this scene. I didn't get the fucking email that Ron thinks I needed to adjust my fucking contrast on my fucking TV because they shot it so fucking shitty and muddled, dude.
I don't think so.
Listen, no, they did. Look,
No, I
Chris
don't think so.
and Ron, you're wrong, and I'll tell you why. There's professionals in the field who've even said, award-winning, company-owning special effects people who said, that was crap. We were sold shit.
Well, they're wrong.
They muddled it, dude. They fucking darkened it.
I think that was the
Listen,
point.
Chris, you weren't at the Battle of Helm's fucking Deep. You were in the back with the women. I was up front.
What
There was
the
a
fuck are you
beautiful
talking
fucking
about?
battle at fucking night that didn't look like fucking garbage, dude. That was crap. We were so
totally
shit,
disagree.
dude.
No, man.
Of course
You
you
missed
do.
the whole fucking point of the battle. You're not supposed to see it.
They went the fucking cheap.
It's the
Well,
same.
but I
no,
think-
dude.
Well,
It's
They
the
went
same
the
fucking
cheap,
thing.
dude.
It's
as,
still television at the end of the day.
Right.
It looked
no.
like
Listen,
crap.
it's the same thing as The Walking Dead when we were in the graveyard. It's not what you see that's scary. It's what you don't see.
But you know
And
what?
That's the whole
You know
point.
what? We could fucking see it in The Walking Dead.
You
Jesus
couldn't,
fucking
though.
Christ,
You couldn't.
man.
There was fog.
I hear
You
what-
could see the fucking scene, dude.
And I
This
did not
was
have a problem
crap,
seeing.
dude. This was
I
fucking.
watched it on my screen at
wasn't
work, and I
fucking
watched it
good
at
at
home.
all, man.
It was not a problem for me.
I will ask this. I will
Listen,
ask-
then you and Ron are the only fucking two who feel this, because there are people all over the place who go, I thought I was having some sort of vision problems.
Right.
I couldn't fucking see the fucking screen, dude.
Here's what I will say. I will say this.
Watch it again.
I haven't watched it again yet, but I will definitely say this. As soon as it started, it was dark. And I, from experience,
Way too dark.
I agree. I agree that being a cinephile as I am, I understand like immediately how to reset my television for stuff like that. Because I have it on a certain mode for bright movies, because I watch a lot of bright movies. Because as you know,
You call yourself a fucking cinephile. You fucking suck dick.
PG.
dude.
Well, sometimes
Holy
PG
shit.
PG-13 movies make me
I
nervous.
like the cinema.
Have you been in my other room?
Holy shit. Yeah, you have the same junk fucking movies I do.
Well,
Fucking cinephile, dude. Anyway, Orson Welles, please continue.
you know, it's not that often that I take a beating on this show, but I'm really taking one right now. Okay, how's this? I like movies. I enjoy watching them, and I enjoy.
Fucking cool.
You're fucking rad, man. So, but anyways, I do enjoy movies, and I watch a lot of different movies. And when I watch a darker movie, I have a setting on my TV that I immediately go to, because I do watch a lot of Marvel films, which are like daytime flicks, shit like
Hey,
that.
like I said, man, there are great movies that have done nighttime battles with
Totally.
massive
But they've
armies.
done nighttime battles, but they're not the same.
Like I said,
battle.
You name the one, the battle where
Blackwater was
great.
no, but I get where you're
just-
coming
But you're
from.
on a clear night with like a full moon. It's a whole different
They did
vibe.
fucking very good on it. Dude.
I think that there are parts of it that were intentionally shot to be dark.
Wasn't
The
until,
beginning.
It really wasn't until they got inside the castle. And let me talk to you a little bit about tactics. A little something I learned from things like, I don't know, fucking Braveheart, where you had like pots of boiling fucking fire water you could have poured down on the fucking assholes. Didn't miss
Maybe.
that one.
But it's kind of like with Walking Dead.
I got 10
grenades aren't going to
arrows.
do shit.
Yeah, I think,
You know?
like, for me, I had that moment as well, and we talked about this a little right after, where I was like, I would have liked to have seen the trebuchets. Like, first off, they were positioned terribly, but Winterfell,
Yes.
I've always said, is a shitty castle. The walls are too short.
Yes.
The courtyard is too small. If they were really going to defend like the last of men, why didn't they go to the Eyrie, the impregnable fortress on top of a mountain? Like that would have been the spot to
yeah.
go to. But from storytelling, like, well, we have to go to
it all goes to
Winterfell,
Winterfell,
right?
sure.
But just as a design standpoint, Winterfell's not a great castle. All right. And it doesn't even have a secondary set of walls. It's like one set of walls, the courtyard, and you're in the castle. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of the poor people's fucking
it
castle.
really kind of is, you know. So with that being said, though, their tactics were definitely not great. But at the same time, it all fell apart really fast, and I think that was.
Shit, yeah, it did. And which led to some great scenes. But at the same time, it was like, you know, and that's why I brought up fucking something like Lord of the Rings. You know, when they were fighting those fucking orcs and you're
Helm's Deep, great castle.
great castle, but you are. I could have swore Leanne died 3 times,
I would agree with that.
along with probably most of the fucking lead
Part of that
warrior characters.
Part of that was the way it was
It
edited.
was not.
Yeah.
It was not fucking. It might have been shot at one point well. It was not edited well.
Yeah.
It did not. It just didn't come out very well. It wasn't until you're like, oh fuck, you did make it. I really wasn't sure. It did have some other great scenes with fucking Lady
Melisandre.
Well, her,
No,
yes.
little girl, Mormont.
Oh, Lady
Yes.
Mormont and the
I
dragon.
mean,
the
what
giant.
a fucking goddamn beast until you end that little badass dude stabbed that fucking giant right in
I
the
mean, you
fucking
realize, I mean, the crazy thing about that episode, it's 92 minutes long. There's 10 minutes at the beginning where nothing's going on. There's 3 minutes at the end where nothing's going on. We literally watched like 80 minutes of sustained battle footage, you know?
Well,
and
actually, but actually they did break it up, especially with the dragons and
Sure.
the Lost and the Frost, because
You had the castle
they had even
inside.
said they've already proven that more than 20 minutes worth of combat like that,
it's battle fatigue.
yeah, it fatigues the audience,
Right. And I
You
think
know?
maybe that's part of, look, I agree there are stuff that was too dark.
I just think the cinematography was not done
Sure.
well.
But there's some
Okay.
really great, like, I feel like they tried to set you up for, like, hey, this is going to be in the darkness. And I think that they had
But
this.
that all happens in the beginning of the
Yeah,
battle.
yeah, but I think I think the moment with the Dothraki, you know, when they're like, you know, they discover fire for the first time.
yeah.
Yeah, their lightsabers didn't do them.
No, but like, think about this, Steve. We've been trained up until this moment to assume that a Dothraki horde can ride through anything, including like how much did they clean up the Lannisters just a couple episodes ago, you know, at the end of last season. The dragon fire, like they cleaned up with the dragons
Yes.
every time they've used them, but not against the dead. None of it was effective against the dead, you know? The Dothraki literally rode into, like, first off, I don't know why you ride your horses headlong into, you know, a horde of whites, but apparently, you know, that's what their
That's what they
plan
do.
was. Even though in the previous episode they went, we can't beat them heads on.
Yeah.
What's your plan, Ray? Get him.
Right?
You know, I mean, fuck, dude. Yeah, I was like, that didn't seem well thought out.
No. But at the same time, it was like if you've got a giant horde coming at you, even if they ride into them this way, would it have made a difference? You know?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, you're not dealing with a fucking conventional army that would even know fear,
Right.
you know, or anything like that.
Well, and I think-
or any type of tactics.
Think about when we go.
You're just
Yeah.
this unrelenting wall.
Yeah. It's like
coming
water.
at you,
It's
you
like
know?
a wave.
And it's also why I've always liked the walking zombies as opposed to the berserker zombie, because it just, you don't need to run. Just the sheer amount
Yeah.
of them and the weight of them. There's no door that's going to stop the weight of just knocking it down. You know?
Well, and I love the fact that to me that's what was effective. Like in the cinematography, my biggest complaint is the dragon stuff was too many long sustained shots of them like looking.
Yeah.
You were like, and I get what they were trying to accomplish, but it didn't necessarily, that did not work for me, you know? Was it still cool when the dragons finally tussled? Yes. But there were some moments that I was like, okay, you know, I get it, but this is not necessarily working for me. But I will agree with Steve. Once we got inside the castle walls, I thought the battle became a lot more tense. We were trying to light the fires.
That was the point.
No. But look, I get it. I'm just saying for me, as a storytelling device, it worked. It all worked for me, but it really worked once we got in the castle. And especially because it got claustrophobic. And you're going to laugh. I got up and left the room. I got up and left the room when Ari was getting chased through the castle because
pretty tense,
I
dude.
love that.
I couldn't
part,
pause
man.
it. It was like live. I'm like, I'm gonna get
I
some
love
a
that
Coke
part.
or you
I
know.
love the fucking scenes too with their eyes and shit, and they
Yeah.
get the face shot and stuff. That was really,
But-
they look pretty cool.
But just getting aside from that, like the payoffs in this episode, the fact that Ari has been the one all along. Brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes. I mean, it's obvious now she's gonna kill Cersei, right?
No eyes.
No, she said brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes.
Oh, I thought you meant like what she's had.
No,
Her
no.
Facial changes.
Well, that
Remember when she went, oh,
yeah. But the prophecy from season 3, like when Melisandre like ran into her in the forest.
Oh, yeah.
She literally told her,
Okay,
she's like, I
yeah.
see death in your eyes, you know, death for others, brown eyes, green eyes, blue eyes,
The kick of place Melisandre is so fucking hot, dude.
until she takes that necklace off and dies in the snow.
The old fucking no
But the lead up, I love from a storytelling standpoint the concept of the lead up where it's like, here's Ari, who we've been watching. Like all we hear about is prophecies of the prince that was promised and all this other shit. And we've literally been watching another prophecy take place that we've been ignoring,
Yes.
We've watched the training of the person that will kill the Night King from the beginning and we didn't even realize it,
Yeah.
And the fact that Syrio was the one that said, taught her not today, death, not today,
Yeah.
And then life is so terrible for what does she do? She gives herself over to death itself, the faceless God. And then eventually says, no, I'm gonna turn my back on death because my family's more important. And that's what leads her back to Winterfell, where Bran gives her the fucking dagger from season 1 in the spot where she fucking kills the Night King is where he gave her the dagger.
Oh, shit.
Like, think about how well set up all this shit is, and the fact that literally she told us in season 3, you're gonna kill the Night King and you're gonna kill Cersei. She's gonna kill Cersei. Like, we cannot be surprised by this when it happens.
Listen to all you fucking people that said that was an anticlimactic fucking thing. You haven't been fucking paying attention.
Exactly.
That's what happens when you binge watch this shit for I'm just gonna watch a whole season and you just blast through them. You don't get your. That's why Ron's here, right? To fucking recap this for you fucking dumbasses.
And he leaves when he gets too tense.
Yeah. He
slows it down.
He's got to take a little walk. He's got to fucking absorb this.
Get a Coke.
Take what's going on. Let that anxiety fucking cool down a little bit.
You sons of
He's
bitches.
like, you just keep saying, the dead don't walk. The dead don't
Oh,
walk.
dude.
The dead don't walk. It's going to be okay.
But you know what the best part was? When Ari stabbed the one white, like she normally would a person, right? Stabbed her through the head and then it would like killed her, you know? But the problem is they all see together. Right. So the minute she did that, that's when I was like, nope, not good, Ari, not good. And it was like, they all came rushing through and I'm like, she's dead. That's when it was like.
Really? I got to tell you, man, I know that the people have made a list up and like who was going to survive and I think she was on the dead list. I was like, no fucking way, dude. This chick ain't fucking dying. I did not expect her to fucking kill the fucking Night King.
Right.
But I did not expect her to fucking die at all. Now, will she make it to the end? No, I think she's going to be the one who kills Cersei too. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, if the prediction is right at this point, like Melisandre,
So, will she die at the end? Kill
doing it?
Is it Cersei or does she kill Dany?
Dany does not have green eyes. Cersei has green eyes. Like, that's been a key from the beginning.
Yeah.
So Dany has blue eyes.
I don't know. I'm at a loss. I mean, we're
at a point where Daenerys
left.
is going to go bad.
I mean, yeah, we have 3 episodes left, and I think
that's all we have left.
That's all we got left. But the next episode's supposed to be another long one. And then I think we're gonna have another sort of reset episode where it's gonna be like, okay, we're going to go do this thing. I think the 5th episode we get the Battle of Lannisport. I think they're going to have a big battle down there in some way, shape, or form. And then we're going to literally spend that last episode, and it's going to be whoever's left jockeying for the throne. And I think you're going to be in a situation where it's like Jon, Tyrion, it's going to be Daenerys, and Sansa are going to be what's left. And it's going to be these 4, like one of these 4 is going to sit on the Iron Throne, And I think there's going to be some backstabbing, and I think
it'll be Gendry. Gendry and Arya.
I could see that. Why not? He actually has a claim to the throne. Like you start to go through the list of who's got claims to the throne, and Gendry's got a claim to the throne as well. He's a Baratheon. He is the true Baratheon. Considering he's the only heir to the throne.
Cool if they all died. It was just like Sam.
I mean, why not, right?
This wildling chick and this little.
Yeah. You think he's gonna get his sword back?
No, I think that goes with him to the grave.
You think that goes with what's his face, Mormont?
He presented that to him as a gift. That's an honor. You don't just give that back.
Dude, that's Valerian steel. That motherfucker's dead. He does not need that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Like I can't even pick this thing up.
Yeah, well, there's that.
I mean, if you've seen that guy in real life, like we have, he's a little feller.
He's not tall. He's like 5'6", 5'7".
Oh, him and Jon Snow.
Yeah,
they're both little guys. They're just like like barely taller than fucking Tylenol Lannister.
Don't you
Tylenol?
Don't you love the fact that they brought that up with Sansa? She's like, I've only been in love, or like Daenerys, so like only been in love once. She's like, oh, what about the first guy? He goes, oh, he was much taller. They're like, oh, why are you shitting on Jon Snow, man? That's rough, dude. Little guy, come on.
Jon, dude, poor Jon.
Well, it's a Night's Watch. The beds are tiny.
I mean, Jesus Christ, it was fucking fucking Jason Momoa,
This is true.
nailed the shit out of her doggy style right off the bat, so.
Yeah. He is kind of a giant.
It is.
Right.
Poor guy. John's like throwing a hot dog down a
You
hallway
ever
now.
see that fucking picture, dude, where he's walking with the security?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's so much bigger than is like they call them the fucking mini bosses.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean look, the payoff with Ari to me was worth it. I love the fact that Derek or Dondarrion, the one that's been revived like all these different
Dario?
times. Not Dario.
I don't know who that guy is. Patch Adams.
I love him though. He's so cool.
Patchy the
I
Pirate,
love that dude.
whoever
I just love when
When
he's.
your fucking sword catches on fire like that's cool.
Yeah.
And you got a fucking patch, dude.
But the fact that he had been brought back to life all those times, so he could save Ari in that
Yes.
one moment,
yes.
like the Lord of Light, like I'm like kind of
The
digging
Lord
the
of
Lord of
Light.
Light, dude.
The Lord of Light walks in mysterious ways.
He
dude.
does, man. He does.
Let that trip you out something.
I feel like the Mormons got it wrong when they come to my door. They're gonna come to me and be like, "Would you like our books, sir?" I'm all, "Would you like to hear about the Lord of Light and his the sacrifices we make to him?"
I'd be like, you know what? Let's talk about it. I want to hear about this. Okay. You had me at sacrifice. Okay.
So then the question, the question coming out at the end of the episode, was there anybody, as far as their story, that you weren't happy with, like coming out of that episode? Like any of our characters that died, or anybody that didn't die? Like, do you think Brienne should have died?
no,
like Jamie or anybody like that?
No.
Like-
I think it was pretty appropriate. I mean, what's his name? Who did die? Daenerys's
Jorah.
protector.
Jorah Mormont.
Like the what's his name? He was leading up to that moment.
Yeah,
Right.
he died doing the thing that he always wanted to do, which was protect her.
Yes.
And I think that was
Yes.
literally the perfect death for him.
And she better stay on them fucking dragons from this.
Oh,
point
she's
She is weak as fuck.
Yes.
And so is Sansa. It's like we spent all these episodes talking about how strong these women are, and like the only one.
you better watch it right now.
No, seriously. And I said
better
this to
watch it.
Carrie
You're gonna
too.
get the hate mail
And
on that one.
now they are strong in different ways,
Yes.
but when it comes to like physical strength and battle, it's like they are not Arya. They are not Lady Mormont.
not only that, but like Daenerys, like John's like, "Hey, we have a plan," and she's like, "But my riders," and jumps
Right.
on her. He's like, "But the plan," and she's like, "Fire!" And you're like, "The plan, Daenerys, the plan." Just
But even the little thing, I mean, she got her ass fucking handed
Oh, yeah.
to her,
Ari, you
Yeah,
mean?
but she went out.
No,
Mormont.
Lady Mormont.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but she went out like a boss, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, and she was manning the gate. Like that's first off, if you're on the gate, like and shit's going bad, like you're going down. Like there's no
Yeah.
it's like Jorah riding the head of the Dothraki horde. You're like, dude, I'm riding with horses into a horde of undead. Like I'm done. Like I'm not coming back from this,
Right.
And for her to have that moment to me, I was like, yes. But I'm with Steve. At a certain point when they were like man the walls, I'm like, can we get some pitch up here or some fire or something, Come on.
It just seems like if they had put people in every little parapet or whatever,
yeah,
they could have held them off.
maybe a little longer. Yeah.
I mean, all you got to do is boonk. Next one comes up, pop, right in the head. I was
Once
like,
again,
how hard would it be?
The Winterfell walls are not tall enough.
Yeah, but so what? It's like pop, next one, pop.
Whack-a-mole
It's
is
fucking
that?
whack-a-mole, dude. Pop, pop. That's all you need.
And you know what? Here's the other thing too. If
It's like I'm getting tired. Take over.
if you
Pop,
really get down to medieval warfare, they greased the walls so you
Yeah.
couldn't climb them, and it's like, yeah. I know once again we're fighting the undead and the same laws don't apply,
Of
but
course.
come on.
I don't know, man. It definitely started to feel like World War Z when they were ant crawling up on each other. How dope was it though when they started laying down on the fire?
Oh, yeah,
Like
that was
ants.
cool.
That
was pretty cool.
That was cool.
I was like, oh
well, and
shit.
I like how when they were getting over the wall, they're just like they're just like flopping over.
Right.
Oh shit.
And they just get right back up.
Yeah.
Well, and then you had that moment where you're like, you think John, you're like, okay, we blasted the Night King with dragon
Right.
fire, and you're like, yeah, metal, and then you're like, nope.
Well, and then he fucking starts raising his hands up. And
Jesus.
You go, oh.
I thought we were gonna lose John, dude.
shit,
I thought
dude.
I think it's perfectly set up because you're like, we're done. Like, how
Yeah.
do we fight this?
And
you
now,
know?
I mean, look at how many were inside the walls.
right?
and in the crypt.
And this is they show this preview for next week, and she's like, we're gonna go root out Cersei, and I'm like, with who? Like, there's 28 of you and 2 dragons. Like, what are you?
We also have still the Greyjoys, and
they had
ships.
3 boats full of people. You know,
was that
they didn't have a ton. There's like nobody.
They were fighting with Theon.
Yeah. No, they're fighting.
They went to the
Iron Islands.
I thought they were fucking. They still had a fleet left.
No, she went to go retake the Iron Islands with like 3 boats. So
during
she might be able to raise an army.
Unsullied, they're gone.
Well, you know,
a lot of them.
Gone.
A lot of them.
I mean, look, 2 dragons are worth quite a bit. I will say that, but this is going to be like a Magnificent 7 situation here. You know, where I just don't see it. You know,
but I still think that weren't there groups that said, no, we're going to sit this one out?
like the Umbers.
Yeah.
Nah, maybe.
I mean, you still have groups around. And at this point, Daenerys has shown herself to be loyal to the North. All of her hordes have died.
Well,
they're going to go take over.
It's certainly time to fight about titles again. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ. All these people are worried about, dude. And then it's like, hey, man, I don't know if you guys like keep track of these things, but it seems like everybody who gets involved in that crap dies violently. Do you really want to be part of this still? Like, maybe it's time to do something different.
You know, the whole thing, though, where she's like, our food stores, you're going to look at it and be like, I think our food's pretty good now. I think we're in good shape.
We're going to be eating big tonight.
Steaks for everybody. Here we go, you know?
We just pulled a Thanos. And wiped out half the population of this area.
Can we have a serious discussion about like how much the dead clearing, how long that's going to take by itself?
Imagine the fucking stink.
There's literally hundreds of thousands of dead people
that were dead before they got there,
just hanging out, and you're like, so who's going to lift these giant bones?
That's what the dragons are for, man. You just put them all in a big pile and just torch it.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sure.
But here's what I did love. I love the fact that even though I felt that I would like to have seen the Night King been, I said it on the last episode, like I felt like I wanted more. Like I didn't want it to be so tidy. The arrogance of the Night King that we had seen up until that point led us to that moment. Yeah. You know, and everything that we saw him do, he had done prior. Yes. And I think that's what worked. It's for me, where I was like, you know what? They worked. All of this worked because the Night King did go after Bran by himself at the home of the 3-eyed Raven. He was the one that wanted to be the first one to catch Bran, you know? At Hardhome, he did his little hand-raising trick just to be a dick, you know? Yes. And it was like all of that stuff worked before, and it should work again for him, you know? So, but you know what? At the end of the day, I will half agree with Steve that we shouldn't have to fiddle with our TV settings to be able to watch an episode.
I still don't think you have to. I think it was intentionally shot that way to give you that dark, claustrophobic feeling of not knowing what's going on, maybe thinking you see something. I think maybe if there was a fault, it went on too long.
Sure. I mean, once again, it's not perfect, but at the end of the day, I think like we've got 3 episodes left.
Fucking adjust the fucking contrast. I mean, what am I going to do next? The fucking rabbit ears too. I mean, what kind
of TV are you rocking at your house?
I will say this, man. Christ. Go back and watch it again, and you're going to see once you get to where they get to the wall, you can see everything perfectly.
I have a 1972 Zenith Screenmaster, okay, with the oak and walnut combo.
The fact that you have that like locked into the back of your head is amazing to me. All right, so let's wrap up our 3-episode recap right there. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Once again, I am Lady Mormont stabbing a giant in the eye.
I'm a creepy 3-eyed Raven.
And I got nothing.
You got nothing? Come on.
I was gonna go with Bran, but he fucking took it. So I'm Arya doing a tricky little knife thing.
Naked Arya.
I'm naked Arya. I'll be naked Arya.
All right, you guys.
Winter is coming, and so am I.
Oh shit! Sending all complaints to Chris there at nerdlifecrisis.com. We hope you guys are having a nerd life crisis. Music for the Nerdlife Crisis podcast is provided by Big Papa and the TCB. All music available at bptcb.com or at iTunes. The Nerdlife Crisis is recorded at the Inland Blue Studios. Make sure to subscribe to the Nerdlife Crisis at iTunes and like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Nerdlife Crisis.